All right, so let's talk generators on the HDT truck and why we chose this one and why we would probably never choose it ever again. Okay, it is kind of dark outside, but I'm just going to pop down here anyways just to show you. So we had this perfect little area right here underneath the truck. And anyway, the generator, I mean, it just snugs right in there perfect. The controls are right here. They're protected. Actually, there's a flap back here that's just in front of the tire, so the back side of the generator is protected. Has good open airspace under here for temperature and all that control. We have no problems with the generator being under here. But we have had plenty of problems with the generator. I purchased this generator through Lowe's. We're going to talk more about that in a minute also. Anyway, I purchased this generator April the 25th. Today is August the 18th. And as you can see, the generator is not underneath the truck. Because since we purchased this generator, I've had nothing but issues with it. First thing that kind of happened to the generator initially was, and let's talk about some of the reasons why I went ahead and chose this. First off, it is Westinghouse, guys. This is not a brand that is not well known. It is very well known. Westinghouse generators are generally pretty good products. Not for us. Anyways, the reason I chose this one is because it is remote start. It does run off of propane. It's dual fuel. I had intended on never running a drop of gasoline through this generator ever. Because, well, it's mounted underneath the truck and it's just a pain to even try to put gasoline in it. And the other reason why is with not running on gasoline, there's no burnt hydrocarbons going through the engine. So the oil and the maintenance will stay clean on the oil side, and the maintenance intervals, well, they'll still stay the same as far as changing the oil, but our oil will never get really dark or dirty because, again, we're not burning hydrocarbons, we're burning propane through the generator. So another reason why I chose this one to run on dual fuel. Now, these are kind of thirsty on propane. Not gonna lie that they're not, right? But again, it still was just something we'll deal with. I do have two 30-pound propane tanks mounted on the truck, and we have ran this generator up until we started having really bad problems with it. Anyways, we have ran this generator 3 nights in a row, upwards of 8 to 10 hours a night, and we used one full tank, and I have a dual fuel setup up here where it'll automatically switch tanks when one runs out. Anyways, we did run through one tank and it had switched, but this tank gauge still shows full. So, not too bad, right? I never designed this system to begin with to be running the generator like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like our Onan on our Class A. Of course, this is a quiet series Onan diesel generator, very, very fuel efficient, and they are made to run non-stop continuously. Again, not why I chose this one. This one is electric start. Like I say, it does have remote start on it. This is a little battery charger that comes with the generator, so you can charge the onboard lithium battery for the start feature. And I have had it plugged in today because of all the issues we're having with it and dealing with Westinghouse. I have cranked on this thing trying to troubleshoot it for Westinghouse. It does have eco mode. That is the first thing. Well, the remote start started acting kind of funky. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it wouldn't. The next thing that failed was the eco mode. It will not run on eco mode. When you crank it, it just, it's wide open all the time. Anyway, I did choose this one because it does have a traditional 30 amp. We'll just call it RV style. It's called a TT30R, just in case you want to know. And then it has 2 additional 20 amp 120 volt plugs. And I say 20 amp because you'll notice, see they have the funky little spade there. 20 amp, not just 15 amp. And mounted underneath the truck, it wasn't totally important, but actually we did use these. Strangely enough, it has also 2 USB plugs right here. I didn't think we would use those at all, but come to find out, one night we were camping out in the Ozarks. It was real nice to plug USB powered devices in there. But anyways, we're gonna chop around a little bit of footage here, kind of hit and miss over the period of time that we've been trying to troubleshoot this thing with Westinghouse. Now, I said I never would put a drop of gasoline in this generator. However, trying to deal with Westinghouse warranty service, they insisted that we try to run it on gasoline because we wanted to rule out whether or not we were having fuel problems. Now, let's talk about fuel problems. Again, I've been dealing with this now for a couple of weeks with Westinghouse, trying to get some warranty service done on this thing. And their initial outcome for the eco mode not working was they sent me a new switch. Hey, I guess I get dealing with technical services and stuff like that. They're like, hey, we're going to start with the simple things. However, I'm not inept at using a meter, and so I pulled the switch out and I just checked the switch with a meter. There's nothing wrong with the switch, but we still had to change it because that's what Westinghouse said to do. The other thing that they did was they sent me a new fuel regulator, the A regulator, saying that was the problem. That's why it won't start. Again, remember, we're running on propane. So they did send me a new regulator. Regulator's right there. I didn't make a bit of difference. They then come back and said, well, we need to try to run it on gasoline so we can rule out maybe a carburetor issue. So we have gasoline in the generator right now, again, which I never wanted to put a drop of gasoline in this generator because, well, I'm never going to run it all out. So there's just a little tiny bit in there to appease Westinghouse, and somehow if we can get the darn thing fixed or whatever, we'll try to get all that out of her. Anyways, it is dual fuel. So we swapped it over to gasoline, and this is what happens. Nothing. That's what it does. I'm not even going to let it go through. It will go through 2 start cycles on its own. Not even going to worry about it because I know it won't start. And I'll show you why right here. So this is the existing regulator that was with the generator, and Westinghouse sent me a new regulator saying that was the problem. And so tank is on, new regulator is hooked up to generator, power is on. Absolutely nothing. It does not matter what you do. It will not start. So that's been a period of trying to crank this thing for about 2 weeks now, dealing with Westinghouse warranty services. So they came back today and said, you're going to have to take it into a service center and have it checked out. We're going to walk away from this generator because, well, there's nothing else I can show you about it right up here close. Anyway, we will touch on, it is a Westinghouse iGEN4000DFc, which is dual fuel. 4,000 watts is actually on gasoline. This is a 3,800 watt generator on propane. That is surge watts. I can't remember the actual running, but I think it's I think it's like 3,200 gasoline, maybe 3,000, 2,800 on propane. Again, don't quote me on all that. When the generator did run, running our mini split AC, the microwave, our 20 amp lithium AC to DC charger, our load percentage meter right here showed about 20% load, 1,530 watts total being drawn out of the generator. And now again, remember, it does not run in eco mode, so it just runs wide open all the time. So again, back to the thirsty thing, it will not run in eco mode, so it never throttles down. We did have another problem where when we initially tried to run, before I put the mini split in the truck, I had just a portable, just a household portable AC unit in there. which is the standard 15 amp receptacle, so they can only draw a maximum of 1500 watts. But the compressor on those is not linear like a mini split. A mini split compressor is linear, so it ramps up the compressor speed, whereas your traditional household portable ACs just engage the compressor. It's a hard start on there, and this struggled to actually start that, and it would actually show that it was pegging this meter at 100% on that startup, even though it's only 1500 watts startup are running. I guess it surges over 2800 when it starts. I don't know. Anyways, it did struggle. The 3800 watt, I know it says 4000. Remember, we're running on propane. The 3800 watt generator did struggle to actually run the portable household air conditioning unit, but it has no issues running the mini split. Anyways, that is where we're at right now. Now I've been emailing back and forth with Westinghouse so that everything is documented on the generator. And so the email that I got today, this is the one that I'm laughing about. Now again, remember, I purchased this generator April the 25th. That's a Friday, I believe. I had to order it through Lowe's. It took about a week to get the generator in, so I did not pick it up until into May. Now, this is May, June, July. We're at mid-August. 4 months, right? Get the pinky out there. 4 months old. The last hours I saw on it before it died the other day was, I think we have 68 hours on this generator. The email that came back from Westinghouse today says we're going to need to take this into a service center. I said, fine, I don't have no problem with that. Here's my zip code. You guys have got all this already. Where's our nearest service center? Again, we live up on Lake Livingston, if you're familiar with the area. Anyways, our nearest service center is in Willis, Texas. Fine, no problem. That's 45 minutes from here. The email then continues to state that I will be responsible for the cost to repair the generator. 4 months old, guys. 70, not even 70 hours. And they're saying that I am responsible for the repair cost on fixing this generator. Go figure that out. This does have a 1-year manufacturer's warranty, supposedly against defects and quality, but Westinghouse is not going to cover me repairing my let's see, I paid $700, and altogether it was a little over $870. I did buy the Lowe's 2-year protection plan on this. More about that now, so that you will be cautious if you buy something from Lowe's and get their protection plan. When I first started having issues with the generator, I went back to Lowe's. Had no problem. Again, I walked in, hey, I'm having a problem with my generator. The lady said, oh, well, you can't return them after whatever. I said, hey, I mean, this thing is only 4 months old. She says, oh, you're covered under the manufacturer's warranty. I said, cool. I also have the Lowe's protection plan. She goes, oh, awesome. Let's just look up your sales order. She then turns around and she says, well, there's nothing I can do. I can't warranty it until after your manufacturer's warranty is up, which takes effect 1 year from when I purchased it. So I cannot do anything through Lowe's with this generator until April of 2026, after the manufacturer's warranty expires. Go figure that one out. So I'm trying to work with Westinghouse here. I got the mini split fired up right now. That is freaking awesome. A mini split is the only way to go in one of these things. Anyways, it is, well, it's cooled off now. It's only about 93 degrees outside, but during the day right now, it's a little over 100 degrees outside, and the truck stays just like that all day long. Now, granted, it is underneath the carport. I get that. The sun is not shining on the truck. However, when we went to the beach just a couple of weekends back, when the generator decided to die on a Saturday night, even during the middle of the day, the truck was still a nice, cool 72 degrees inside. And we would turn it down to 68 at night and pull up a blanket because it get downright cold inside there with the mini split. Anyways, dealing with Westinghouse. Man, guys, it has not been pleasant. Now, I haven't got to the point where we are belligerent yet because I'm really, really trying to be patient with them. and work with them and just be calm, cool, and collective. But again, this has been going on for about 2 weeks now with try this, we think this is the problem, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm taking it to a service center where I am paying to have it fixed. I'm not understanding what kind of warranty that is. So basically, I have a 1-year manufacturer's warranty that's not doing diddly squat to fix the generator, but I have to wait the 1 year till April of 2026 before I can go back to Lowe's with my broken generator that still doesn't run and try to get something done about it. And guys, Westinghouse, again, it's not like it's a no-name brand. These are very well known. They make a lot of generators, and they actually had pretty darn good reviews until I started looking into the warranty side of it after I started having problems, which is my fault. I should have looked at that sooner. However, the warranty reviews say, good luck, best of luck, we had no luck, they're extremely hard to get to warranty anything. They will plug you along for however long it needs to take. They don't generally like to fix anything. I will give Westinghouse, the satisfaction. They did send me a fuel regulator. They did send me a switch, which again is not hard to check. But again, I don't have no choice, right? I got to play their games. But on the warranty side, it's a no-go. So I'm curious to see what the outcome of me paying to have my generator fixed is going to be. And we will keep you guys posted. But for right now, I definitely would not recommend a Westinghouse generator just because of what I'm dealing with on trying to get it warranted. Now, I never suspected that I would have problems this fast. I literally started having problems with the remote start within the first week. The failure on the eco side of it started after about the first month. And then, of course, we didn't use it really. I mean, we only use it whenever we go somewhere, right? We did not use it on our Missouri trip at all. Well, I did use it a couple of nights in the Ozarks. Again, we didn't have a problem. It just run wide open all the time. But anyways, we are now into August. And again, I'm having more and more issues where now it won't even start. So again, the generator didn't even make it 4 months and we're already having failures on it. I'm not looking hopeful really to the outcome of dealing with Westinghouse so far, just based on what they've been, giving us for feedback. I mean, again, a company as big as they are, I have documented the problems that we're having. I've sent pictures, I've sent videos, I've showed them the problems I'm having. Occasionally when it is trying to crank over, it will pop through the exhaust or pop back through the air cleaner. Again, I don't know. My customer satisfaction through them would have been warranty the dang generator. If they would have done that, I would have had no problem staying with Westinghouse just because I know they would stand behind their product. And I really did think about if they would warranty the generator, offering them that I would be willing to pay the difference and go to the 5,000 watt generator. But now, I don't know. And I know what a lot of people are going to say. Should have bought a Honda to begin with. Yeah, but I get it, guys. Honda is very, very, very well known and very, very good generators. But again, Westinghouse was no joke on their generators. I mean, it's not like we just went with some no-name brand. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to rethink the whole situation. Honestly, this is going to sound strange and we may get a lot of feedback, negative, whatever on this, but I really probably should have bought a Predator. We've run multiple Predator generators at work. I have some friends that have a Predator generator going on years old and have had 0 issues out of the Predator generators. The main thing with those is you got to change the oil right off the get-go when you get them. You run them about, 24 hours with partial load and load and change the oil. You don't ever have any problems with them after that. And again, on this one, it's not like we just took it out of the box, chucked it underneath the truck and started running it wide load. I mean, I took it out of the box. Again, it's never had a drop of gasoline put in it. We fired it up on propane. I let it idle for about 15 to 20 minutes. We put a partial load on it for about another 15 to 20 minutes. Again, a total of like 1 hour runtime. I shut it all down. I changed the oil in it. I then ran it underneath like a 25% load for another 30 minutes. And then I just let it idle again for about 30 minutes. And we changed the oil again. So I've already serviced the thing twice. Just so that the oil is very nice and clean. There's no wear components in it or nothing like that. And again, if I go check the oil right now, it's crystal clear because I've only run it on propane. But again, Westinghouse, I cannot recommend it right now. Maybe you have one, you've had some good luck out of it, but we have not. So stay tuned. I will let you guys know how the service center repairs go and what it actually ends up costing me. Well, a little update on the generator situation. It's 3 weeks later. We have been dealing with Westinghouse now for the nightmare of trying to get the generator fixed. I did have it checked out by the service center that they said to take it to, and they promptly called me back and says that the engine is shot. It has 0 compression in it. So it only has, I think, 70, I still don't know exactly how many hours it has on it, because, I mean, once it died, we can't get any readings off the screen, but it's less than 74 hours, I think, on it since we purchased it new April the 25th of 2025, and, well, it's now September the 1st of 2025, and it has been in the service shop now for almost a month, trying to deal with Westinghouse again and their warranty services, which is absolutely terrible to deal with. So that's a little update to it, and we got a little motorhome project going on here. We got the clear sprayed on. We're doing some color touch-ups. Anyway, that is the update where we're at right now and trying to get the generator situation resolved with the truck. So again, as I'm going to say over and over and over again, if you decide to buy a generator, I highly do not recommend buying a Westinghouse generator. And again, it was my mistake. They had really great, actually decent reviews online, really, but then after I bought it and started dealing with the warranty issues on it, I started delving into people that have warranty claims on them, and it's a general consensus that their warranty is absolute beep crap. So I'm just having to deal with it, because right now at this point in time we have nearly $1,000 tied up in the generator, 800 and some change with purchasing it through Lowe's, plus their extended warranty, which is crap also, plus the $180 that I had to pay the service center to get it checked out for the warranty claim. Yes, I had to pay all the labor. Westinghouse will not pay for it, which is, again, total BS, considering the generator was only 3 months old when it failed. So that's the update right now. The service, now let me say this, it has nothing to do with the service center. I have been very happy with those guys. I will put their information here somewhere. Again, we're around the Lake Livingston, Texas area, and their facility is located in Willis, Texas, right on Interstate 45. Very easy to get to, and I have been very happy with what they have done. Their communication has been great, back and forth with me, and I've gone by their shop several times and talked to them. So again, I have 0 complaints about the service center. They're only doing their jobs. And he is trying to work with me and help me as best I can. He did say that their warranty claim system is horrendous to deal with, but he is trying to stay on them. Phone conversations and emails. I'm emailing them almost daily, trying to get responses from them, which is very difficult to get. And when they do respond, it's generally something like, the information hasn't been provided to us, which it has. I have seen the emails from the service center to the warranty claims department. As well, I was in the shop while the guy actually called them on the phone. So, but he said it's just part of the process. He says he does feel confident that, yes, they will finally concede to the fact that the generator has failed and it is non-repairable. He said they will send them a new one. They will send it directly to them. He said, I will check it out as best I can for you. We'll run it at 100% load just to make sure that all the functions in it work. He also did say that he knows that I do run it entirely on propane. I didn't want any gasoline in it so that we don't have any hydrocarbons to build up or worrying about gas to go bad or whatever. He said that when they do test run the generator, that he will test run it for just a few minutes on ethanol-free fuel. And he said, I will clean 100% of that out. We will flush it all out, make sure there's not a drop left in there, and then they will run it on propane when they do the actual load test on it. So again, I've been very happy with the warranty facility. It's just a private small engine repair shop, right? They're just in their network. So they don't work for Westinghouse. They have nothing to do with Westinghouse other than they're in their network. So that's where we're at right now on the generator deal. So we'll keep you posted as the nightmare continues to try to get the brand new generator covered under warranty, which it's been a nightmare. But anyway, that's where we're at 3 weeks later now. well. It's been about 2 more weeks of dealing with the Westinghouse generator failure thing, and I'm gonna have to say, well, they come through. They sent me another one. All right, so we got it out of the box here, and so I'm gonna be real curious to see once we get it powered up, because that foam is awfully dirty and oily, and there is actually oil residue all over the bottom of the generator. See here on the truck. And then also looking at the stickers, you notice that the sticker is all kind of cracked and wadded up, and then there's a lot of stains and stuff on the plastic. Also inside, there's a little tear right there. So I'm pretty sure this is not a new generator. That's going to be quite interesting to see. So once we get it powered up, we'll see how many hours are actually on this one. And you got to remember, mine only had actually 72 hours on it when it failed. So anyway, I got to get some oil put in it right quick, and we'll get it hooked up to the propane tank, and we'll fire it up, and we'll see how many hours is on this warranted generator. All right, so we consulted their manual on the recommended oil. And as you can see, it shows that you can use 5W30 synthetic for the full range of temperatures. Hopefully it never gets over 120 degrees here. And if it ever gets down to 20 below zero where I live, or wherever we're gonna go, we're in bad shape and we don't need to be there anyways. So anyways, we're gonna just turn to our good old Mobil 1 full synthetic 5W30. We've got her topped off here with the proper fill level. Got our propane tanks hooked up. Got fuel turned on, and well, let's see what happens. That's normal. Yep, just got to get it all purged out. Not worried about that. Put a partial load on it and let it run for probably about 30 minutes or so, and then we are going to shut it down. We're going to change the oil again. I don't know. I just always do it. Just overchange it at first and see what happens. So there it is. Generator number 2 within 3.5 months. We'll see how long this one lasts.